This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a Mosgiel care worker chooses life for the first time in 3 years after receiving a favourable decision. Cottage restoration work in Central Otago was celebrated with a weekend picnic. And Dunedin's Flemish gardens have been stripped to make way for the new spring flowers. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Firing an employee after she wrongfully took a small bag of chips will cost a Mosgiel rest home nearly $19,000 in compensation after the employee successfully sued for wrongful dismissal. The Employment Relations Authority yesterday ruled Birchley Management Services Limited was unnecessarily severe when it dismissed Kay Gillen last July.
A win in the employment court sees a Dunedin woman happy to be alive for the first time in 3 years.
Until last night, for the first time, I was glad to be alive to read that result. And this morning to wake up to think, wonder if an email was going to come today. It was, I won.
Kay Gillen worked at Birchley Home as a caregiver for over 10 years. Then was dismissed for taking a 30-cent pack of potato chips. She was called to a meeting and then fired, and she believes her employers had already made up their minds.
And I still think maybe it's in my head that it was already the determination was made when I went to that meeting.
Her case was taken to the Employment Relations Authority, who ruled in her favour, awarding her nearly $19,000 in compensation, with a claim for lost wages still to be determined. Despite the case, Gillen is grateful she found employment with another rest home, who she says knew the whole story.
Yeah, I'm still at Mosbay. Yeah, I've been really grateful to them. They took me on knowing all about it and pulled me back to knowing, because I was nothing. And I didn't even feel I was a good caregiver.
She says her self-esteem and mental health took a big hit, but now says she's on the road to recovery.
I've got to now get over little things in that. There's still little things that weren't truthful that were said in the thing, and yeah. But I've been under the North House mental team. They've taught me that let things go, people are only human, you know, and I couldn't have got through without them either. That North, they have been amazing to teach me and listen, and every week I was seeing them. I should have been out, but there is help there. Yes, there is help. Sometimes you've got to push. You've got to have a family that'll push to get you into them. But once you've got your foot in that door, they're there till you're better.
Birchley declined to comment on the case, but says it's considering whether to appeal. In Dunedin, The South Today.
3 fire and emergency New Zealand appliances were called to a Dunedin house fire this morning. The blaze happened in Stafford Street just before 9 a.m, with the neighbours saying the fire appeared to have started on the second floor of a flat. A woman escaped the fire clutching her pet rabbit and was treated at the scene for smoke inhalation. Stafford Street was blocked off at both ends while crews were at the scene. The completion of restoration work at the Central Otago locale of Stewarttown was celebrated with a Victorian-style picnic on Saturday. One of the main aspects of the restoration work has been the installation of a new roof over the area's historic stone cottage.
Dressed up in the clothes of yesteryear to celebrate the near completion of the preservation of Stewarttown near Cromwell. The former Central Otago Gold Rush locality has had both a surviving stone cottage and a nearby Menzies Dam repaired, thanks to the hard work of locals. The cottage's new roofing iron was recycled following repairs to the nearby Bannockburn Hall.
It's not a restoration, it's a maintenance thing. We've actually put a false roof on the top, which is genuine old Scottish iron that we managed to purloin and that was given to us, and just to help preserve it and a bit of pointing and restoration of the stonework, so that it just doesn't rot into the ground like so many of the other buildings around here have done.
The work was made possible thanks to a $180,000 grant from the Central Lakes Trust and the Lotteries Heritage Fund, and has been some time in the planning.
This area is all a Department of Conservation area, and we had to do quite an extensive feasibility study that took 12 months and get permission from DOC and Heritage New Zealand to complete this project. So in total it's probably taken 2.5 years. We've still got a little bit of things we'd like to do here and still working with DOC.
And the winners from the project will be all those who appreciate the history of the Central Otago goldfields.
We're just so happy that we've done this big project, and it's an accessible heritage site to most people. It's a bit of a trek to get up here, but we're really happy to have done this for Otago, Central Otago.
In celebration of what's been achieved, the community put on a picnic last weekend with a distinctly Gold Rush feel.
So we've got a picnic day here today, a Victorian picnic day, and there's old time games, you know, potato races and three-legged races. We've got toffee apples, we've got sausage sizzles. We just hope people come along with their picnics and enjoy the day.
Stewart Town is named after local identity David Stewart, whose sudden death from a heart attack in 1883 was mourned throughout the community. In Central Otago, for the South Today.
2 Dunedin homes were broken into and had items taken from vehicles earlier this week. Dunedin police say only small items were taken in both incidents. Senior Sergeant Trevor Thompson says at the Mornington property a small amount of coins were taken and at the other about 10 CDs were stolen. Police say both incidents happened on Monday night and early Tuesday. Today saw Dunedin's Flemish Garden being stripped to make way for the planting of new spring flowers. And for avid gardeners, this provides the perfect opportunity to get their hands on the flowers that the council is giving away.
Work is busy uprooting the daisies and other flowers in front of Dunedin's railway station. The discarded winter season flowers were loaded up and dropped around the city for gardening enthusiasts to replant in their own gardens. It's something the Dunedin City Council has been doing for years, and thanks to social media, the crowds collecting the discarded plants are getting bigger every year.
It's something we've been doing for a long period of time. I guess the key is the change in the last few years where we've promoted it via social media and via our website and informing the media about it. It's probably been the change to having such a big response.
Maguire says public response has been largely positive, with many locals battling the wet weather to claim some flowers for their gardens.
I think the majority is really good. We get really good feedback. I guess there is some concerns around the quality, I guess, but at the end of the day they're our sort of our old stock and what we're pulling out, and it is free, so that's, you know. But the majority is really great. A lot of feedback we've had of other councils, people wanting other councils to do the same. So yeah, I think we're doing a good thing.
The Flemish Garden at the railway station will be bright with flowers again soon, with spring flowers set to be planted in the next few weeks, just in time as the cruise ship season builds up. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today, a school holiday program in Greymouth finds an innovative way to get children interested in science, and Dunedin's next generation of surveyors present their solutions for the city's housing problems.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today. Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
It's the Alex Campbell Menswear massive menswear liquidation. But don't panic, it's not ours. We've bought 2 Auckland stores and we've got up to 70% off.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
That's the Alex Campbell Menswear massive menswear liquidation.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making Lawn Care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Welcome back. Renovations in the food court at Dunedin's Golden Centre Mall mean it will be closed until early next year. Centre manager Leanne Anderson says plans for the project are still being developed and people should check on social media for updates. Food vendors contacted by the Otago Daily Times didn't want to comment about the situation or whether they would return to the new food court. The food court reopened in 2012 after $1.5 million upgrade, which began in the middle of 2010. A science show was held at Greymouth's Regent Theatre yesterday as part of the school holiday program. Sterling Kathman, who plays the character of Mr. Science on stage, entertained about 150 children and adults. Abby Maskell and a string of young volunteers set alight and shot various fun experiments which also had educational messages about flight and motion. Dunedin's next generation of surveyors presented their solutions for the city's housing problems to the Dunedin City Council. University of Otago surveying students showed their hypothetical urban design plans to city councillors and members of the mayoral task force on housing.
Presenting their ideas for a hypothetical new housing development to the City Council. These fourth-year surveying students are getting the chance to see what it's like to pitch their urban designs to the scrutiny of a local body council. This simulation is the idea of their tutor and former Dunedin City Urban Design Team leader Crystal Philippe, who said the students' designs were in response to a projected increase in the city's population.
The overarching idea of the project was to provide housing that would accommodate an influx of hospital rebuild workers in the near future, but also look at accommodating the future growth that's projected for Dunedin as now a medium growth city, and starting to plan ahead for that and look at the long term of providing quality housing.
She chose the Market Reserve beside the current bus depot on Princess Street as a hypothetical location for the new housing.
It's a key location close to the central city, a kind of potential gateway into the city that seems underutilized, underdeveloped at the moment in terms of what its capacity and its potential is.
In their designs, students had to consider the trade-off between high-density and low-density housing in regard to what's left over for public parks.
So if they chose to propose something that was a bit more medium or high density in character, then they might actually be able to preserve more of that existing green space on those existing sites. Whereas if they were to propose larger lots and single-family homes, obviously more green space would be needed for that development.
In reality, Dunedin's Marketplace Reserve is unlikely to become the site for a new housing development. In Dunedin, for the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, the first stage of the dredging of Oamaru Harbour gets underway, and we find out what's in store with the week's weather.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, as Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Thanks for staying with us. Dunedin Police have decided against charging a cyclist involved in a collision with a child last week, which left a 3-year-old boy with a fractured leg and head injuries. The cyclist collided with Jackson Scott near Dunedin's Dinosaur Park in St Kilda last Wednesday. Officers believe the man did not swear at the child as alleged by the child's family, and the cyclist also stopped to provide immediate assistance. Senior Sergeant Jared Kirk says the 64-year-old cyclist contacted police after media coverage of the incident. The man has been issued with an infringement notice for riding on the footpath, but no charges would be laid. Diggers are busy out in the ocean at Oamaru as they begin the first stage of the dredging of Oamaru Harbour. The restoration of the harbour's channel depth and alignment comes after a fishing boat foundered attempting to enter the harbour last year. The two-stage $500,000 project requires a 3-metre channel to be excavated to allow a dredge into the harbour next March. Next year's dredge work has been timed to prevent the work spreading marine algae, and it will be the first time in 7 years since the harbour was last dredged. The Otago Regional Council's long-term plan is to spend $150,000 dredging the harbour every second year. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The Employment Relations Authority yesterday ruled Birchley Management Services Limited was unnecessarily severe when it dismissed Kay Gillen last July. Cottage restoration work in a central Otago town was celebrated with a weekend picnic which was blessed with fine weather. And Dunedin's Flemish gardens were stripped bare to make way for spring flowers, with some local residents managing to pick up free plants for their gardens. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Molnap.
Looking at the situation, a cold few days ahead with southerly and southwesterly airflows, set to bring snow to 300 metres on Friday and gusty chilling winds. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect rain and a high of 17 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson also has rain and 15 degrees, while Blenheim is in for a very similar day with rain and 16 degrees. And to Canterbury, Kaikoura will be wet and 13, Christchurch will be rainy with a high of 11, and Ashburton will be identical to Christchurch with rain and a high of 11 degrees too. Looking at the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can all expect southerlies increasing, rain and 8-degree highs. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka can expect light southeasterlies, and all these towns only make it to 8 degrees. Te Anau is in for pretty much the same and can expect southerlies to increase with rain later and also a high of 8 degrees. Moving north now, Amarama and Twizel, you're in for variable winds, rain and 7, but it's a bit more pleasant along the coast with Oamaru and Timaru with light winds, cloudy and highs of 10 degrees. And in Dunedin, cloudy and cold tonight with an overnight low of 5. Mostly cloudy tomorrow too, a few bright periods possible during the morning, light winds, cold temperatures and a high of 9 and a low of 5. A period of wintry showers on Friday and with southwesterly winds becoming strong and gusty. Snow's coming down to 300 metres on the hills, and it's going to be a cold high of 6 with a low of 4 degrees. And in Invercargill, cloudy but dry tonight and a low of 7. It's mostly cloudy and cold tomorrow with colder southerlies later in the day and wintry showers. Some sleet possible tomorrow night, a high of 8 and a chilly low of 4. Wintry showers with hail and sleet on Friday, slowly clearing later in the day. Strong gusty, very cold southwesterlies with a high of 8 and a low of 4. So it might be time to make up some hot soup and rug up for winter's return. That wraps up our news this Wednesday. For the latest news from the Southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz, as well as odt.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay warm. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.